Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm going to be talking about National Nutrition Month, which is in March. So National Nutrition Month is being broken up into different topics this year, and I'm going to talk to you about learning skills to create tasty meals. So the whole theme of National Nutrition Month this year is personalize your plate. And this topic came from the idea that we all eat differently based on our culture, our food preferences, the food that's available where you live, and the food that's in season. So it's still important that we all make sure we're eating healthy and making sure that we're getting enough fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein. So I'm going to go over some skills we can do to create some tasty meals. So I'm going to start by talking about keeping healthy ingredients on hand. So some good things to keep on hand are fresh fruits and vegetables. These are always good to add to meals and make good snacks. Fruits and vegetables are perishable, so it's also good to keep some frozen fruits and vegetables on hand and also some canned fruits and vegetables. If you do canned fruits and vegetables, try to buy the low sodium or no salt added vegetables and then the fruit that is in 100% fruit juice. It's also good to keep different grains on hand, especially whole grains. So this can include oatmeal, whole wheat pastas, whole wheat breads, brown rice, even some snacks like whole wheat crackers and popcorn. We also want to make sure we have a variety of protein foods on hand, so doing poultry, lean cuts of meat, eggs, fish, and plant sources of protein like nuts and seeds, and then peas, beans, and lentils, and also low-fat dairy products. It's also good to have some things to flavor your food for cooking, so different spices and also sauces and condiments. Next, we want to make sure we're practicing proper home food safety, so making sure we're washing our hands. This should be done before you begin cooking, if you touch any raw meat, fish, poultry, or eggs, and then after you cough or sneeze. It's also good to make sure you wash all of your produce before you eat it, especially if you're eating it raw. Another great tip is first in, first out, also known as FIFO. So this is when we make sure we eat foods that are going to expire first. We also want to make sure we're keeping food out of the temperature danger zone. So when you get home from the grocery store, making sure you're putting stuff in the refrigerator right away. After you're done cooking, making sure food's not setting out for too long, making sure you're storing it correctly, and then also cooking food to the correct temperature to kill that bacteria. Next, we want to make sure we're not having any cross-contamination. So this includes when you're shopping at the grocery store, making sure you're separating your meats and your ready-to-eat foods. Also, when you're storing food in the refrigerator, and then when you're cooking at home, try to use different cutting boards for fruits and vegetables and meat. And then when you have leftovers, try to eat them in 3 to 4 days. That way they don't grow too much bacteria. And this is a fun little chart I like to use to reference what temperature I should be cooking different meats and poultry products. This way we know the bacteria is killed on the inside. It is also beneficial to share meals together as a family when possible. So this can be done by setting a couple days a week aside. That way everyone in the family knows what time dinner is and everyone can be there, and then you can have great meal conversations. It's also good to try to get your kids involved with cooking if possible. This way kids learn some cooking skills, they learn more about nutrition, and it's also shown that kids are more likely to try new foods if they've helped prepare it. It's also great if you're able to turn off any electronic devices like TVs and cell phones. That way you're more present in the conversation. And then we also want to reduce food waste. So this can be done by making sure leftovers are eaten. So this leftovers always make a great lunch. They can also be repurposed, so making a sandwich with leftover chicken or a salad. soup with leftover meat or vegetables, or a casserole. It's also great to make a grocery list so you know what you already have on hand versus what you need to purchase. Also making sure you're not overbuying perishable foods, so stuff like dairy products, raw meats, fruits and vegetables, things that go bad quickly so that you don't have to throw them out. And then if you do have foods that aren't yet expired but you don't think you'll eat, it's always great to donate them to a food pantry. And finally, we want to try new foods and new flavors. So it's always great to try new fruits and vegetables or try to incorporate more fruits and vegetables in your diet. So I like to always recommend to people to pick fruits and vegetables they already like and try to cook them in new ways. So maybe roasting some vegetables or grilling them. The website for National Nutrition Month, eatrightpro.org, that I included at the bottom, has some great recipes for foods from different cultures. So they have recipes for Latin American food, Asian Indian, Chinese, Filipino, and Middle Eastern. So those are some good resources to check out. It can also be good to try some more plant-based foods. That way you can reduce some of your meat intake, but making sure you're still including a protein source like nuts and seeds, peas, beans, and lentils, and this also helps us try new foods and new recipes. I hope you have a good National Nutrition Month.